Introducing Instagram Teen Accounts, a new way to keep your teen safer as they grow, like making sure they always have their seatbelt on.
All right, sweetie pie, buckle up. Good job.
Or ring the bell on their bike.
Okay, kid, give it a try. Nice.
Or remember their elbow pads.
Knees too, okay? Yep. There you go.
New Instagram Teen Accounts. Automatic protections for who can contact your teen and the content they can see.
Optimize your nutrition this year with Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal service. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved, ready to eat in just 2 minutes. Choose from 40 weekly options across 8 dietary preferences, like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Eat smarter at factormeals.com/listen50 and use code LISTEN50 for 50% off, plus free shipping on your first box. Factormeals.com/listen50, code LISTEN50.
I'm trying to turn this down a little bit.
All right, what?
Okay, we are kind of a separate entity from 1500 AM these days. The Score North juggernaut, the Garage Logic juggernaut. But we are the home of St. Thomas Athletics. We all agree with that. 1500 here. St. Thomas has released their football schedule for this year. It's now a 12-gamer. They increased the number of games they can play. So the Tommies start off with Lindenwood. That is the team that edged them 64-0 last year. And then the one I got all the tweets from the text from the MIAC guys celebrating Glenn getting beat. But the Gophers play that team a year from now, or 2 years from now. The Gophers are going to play Lindenwood.
Really?
So the Tommies and the Gophers are playing the same.
Where in the hell is Lindenwood?
It's somewhere in Missouri. It's a Christian school that just decided to put it all in on athletics. They're playing D1 hockey. They're up to D2 in
So
athletics.
they're similar to what St. Thomas is trying to do.
Except even more so, I think.
Okay.
And they're smaller, and they don't have, I looked it up, they don't have the $700 million nest egg. Then they go to Idaho. They go to Moscow, Idaho, former member of the Pac-10.
Yep.
Back in the day, they go there. Then they come home and play Northern Michigan, which is a D2 school, so they should beat them. But then they play their conference schedule. San Diego, good, they're out there. Play Butler at home, Davidson, North Carolina, Valpo here, Stetson in Florida, Marist in here, Drake in Des Moines, and Presbyterian here. And then on November 22nd, defending national champion in FCS at North Dakota State.
Ooh.
I just texted Caruso and said, do you have an undiagnosed concussion? What is going on here? Why are you, why they're going to North Dakota State? They'll get a nice payday, I suppose, but my goodness, game 12, that is quite a step up for them to play North Dakota State. But you'll hear it right here on 1500, right?
I will gladly, as a token to the station, I'll gladly cover the San Diego game.
Okay, or even Idaho would be kind of fun in September, wouldn't it?
Sure. Be gorgeous.
The leaves are changing.
Hey, see the mountains.
Moscow, Idaho was.
Why would they name it Moscow?
I don't know. I think they named it probably back when they still had the Romanovs or something.
Maybe
we
that's
didn't
it.
know they were evil commies yet. So that's my first topic. Here's my second topic.
Yeah.
I know that I've been a little overly kind to my left-wing buddies, right? My left-wingers. I'm not quite hard enough for them.
I don't know who you're talking about.
I'm not hard enough. I'm just as an entity.
Yeah.
So the evil jackass that is now the president of the United States is playing these morons like a fiddle. I'm going to run for a third term. So now he's got all these morons screaming about that instead of the stuff that he's actually doing. He's just agitating you, dumb asses. What is wrong with you, stupid, spending any time commenting on this? He is sitting there 3 a.m. He gets up to take his leak like everybody else his age, and then he gets on Truth Social, and he's sitting there giggling when he puts out this thing because he knows you idiots are going to take the debate. You're going to swallow the hook.
So you're saying Trump is to the Democratic Party what you used to be to Gopher fans?
Yes, right. He is. He just here. Hey, I'm gonna. And we got a plan.
It takes your mind off the cars. It'll now cost $10,000 more.
Yes, right. That's right. It takes your mind off everything because they're now outraged and everybody's it doesn't matter. He's just playing with you. You stoops. You absolute stoops.
Well, I don't know anyone who's getting excited about it. I don't know anybody who wants it.
There's been a bunch of comments, though, from the dude.
Well,
this just shows what an evil of a human being he is. And then there's a way to do it.
What you're doing right now is you're chastising your left-wing friends.
Yes, I am.
Yes,
for being so. You're just playing into his hand here by making a big deal out of it. And then they come up with the plot. Well, we're going to elect Vance president, but Trump's going to be his vice president, and he's actually going to be the president. Well, that's illegal too, right? Mm-hmm. So that's unconstitutional.
Well, I was sitting next to a guy during the news segment when that story came up, and he had a loud sigh during that.
But it's silly. It's silly. He's just playing you. Ooh, and here they come. They're God.
Do you think maybe he's trying to do us a favor and get us to stop thinking about the Twins?
Yeah, well, that could be. That could be. So Andrew Vaughn, who's a pretty good hitter, goes deep in the first inning, and it's 3-0 at last report.
Yep.
And meanwhile, I saw the Twins, the vaunted top of the order, were now 0 for 6 today. 0 for 6. But in the first 2 games in Kansas City, where were we?
St. Louis.
You didn't go down there.
I went to the game on Saturday.
Went to the game on Saturday. That's right.
Yep. Because when you come home from Phoenix,
you got to see the top of the order go 0 for 12 Saturday, just like they did Thursday. The top 3 guys in the order, first 2 games, 0 for 24.
That's not good.
That's good.
Why is he leading off Wallner?
Why is he batting Correa second, Buxton third? It's what difference does it make?
Yeah, I suppose.
Boy, oh boy, yeah. How many people with the free week of Twins TV are going to say, "Yeah, I think I'm in for"?
Wait a minute. This week, I'm only getting it for. This is the only week I get it.
No, you get it for free though. If you want to, it's the first week. No, you get them all.
I get it all year.
Yeah, you got it all year.
You don't want to sign up for Apple TV and get the downloadable app for your phone?
No, I want it just the way it is now. I get the channel, and there they are.
Yeah.
Boom.
You could got that, but there's also the trial. If you want to just try Twins TV, on Comcast? If you got the premium, which you probably do.
Probably.
Then you get it.
You'll be all right.
Then
you'll be fine for the summer.
You'll be fine.
Joe,
you're not going to want to watch them, but you'll be fine.
I called my man here to the left after I was leaving Busch Stadium on Saturday afternoon, heading back home, and I said, I think we might have a fan base more upset with the ownership and the club more so than here in the Twin Cities. They are mad as hell at the Cardinals.
Yeah, but after a weekend with us, they're feeling a little better.
Well, the difference is when they're mad at their ownership, they're still going to have 25,000 people.
But they didn't on Saturday.
Would they have?
Well, they were. I told this to Pat on Saturday. They were giving away bobbleheads of the first baseman. Is it Burleson? Is that his name?
Yeah.
When I left, Joe, top of the 8th inning, they still had cases of these things sitting at the gates.
They did have 47 for the opener, which was over capacity.
They probably had 25 on Saturday.
Well, as I say, the Twins ain't going to get 25 after opening day.
Opening day.
No, they're not. They're not for sure.
That's a shame.
It does
now, they open here this Thursday.
Thursday, yes. And it's going to be 42 or 3
That's
degrees.
That's not good.
It's not going to be good.
You going to go down for breakfast on the plaza, Joe?
No.
I am laying on the couch yesterday watching various TVs, and I got the window up above me down there, in the den. It's snowing. What is this?
Yeah.
Wait till tomorrow.
Are we supposed to get real snow?
Supposed to get hit again.
Yep.
Real stuff?
But look at this, Pat. The whole home series, the opening home series, it never gets above 48 degrees.
No. And how long are we home? Houston, just 3 games?
I'll
or then
pull
we
up
play?
their schedule right now.
Because Houston's going to be really good.
Yeah.
I like them a lot.
How about that trade? They get rid of Tucker, and they get a kid that might be better than him, a prospect who was drafted last year that's in their lineup. They got the third baseman that used to play for Tampa, and they got a pitcher.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a trade for
Somebody
them.
tell me about these torpedo bats.
Okay, I can tell you about the torpedo bats. Allegedly, this is all based on the fact that Anthony Volpe, is it Anthony Volpe, the shortstop?
Yep.
They're starting him as their shortstop as a 20-year-old. They
The
want him to be
Yankees?
the next. They want him to be the next Jeter.
Yeah.
But somehow, even when he takes a good swing, he manages to hit it on the handle.
Yeah.
He's always hitting the ball down on the bat. He's never hitting it fat on the bat. So apparently, they decide they can't fix him, so they go to some scientist and say, we need more lumber down near the bottom part of the bat, the farther down on the bat. We need so they come up with the torpedo bat that goes like this.
Yeah.
So it goes like
Could you
this.
describe to the listening audience what does mean?
It goes up and down like a torpedo.
It goes like a torpedo. And now the other Yankees are using it. Now, I didn't know anything about the torpedo bat. And I'm back on the couch Saturday, right?
Yeah.
And I hear that the Yankees, on their first 3 pitches,
Home runs.
were home runs. They're 3 for 3 off last year's starting Yankee pitcher on opening day, Nestor Cortez, who's now in Milwaukee. 3 home runs. And then they hit another one that inning. So I turn it on, and I see Judge come up the next time, and they're saying he's not using it. BS. They got him way down on the bat and went outfield and went out and left field.
When will this be declared illegal?
Well, I didn't know that you could have a barrel designation like that. That was news to me. I thought that bat would have been deemed
have to
illegal.
have,
They said that it's length and weight is for now it's legal, but there might be so much abuse.
Well, what if you built one like a big badminton racket?
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
No, I think there's a width thing too and stuff like that. But here's who I feel sorry for: the parents of young baseball players who are now going to decide they need a torpedo aluminum bat.
It's coming.
Yes.
It's absolutely going to come.
$300.
Aren't the regular aluminum bats terribly expensive?
Oh God, yes.
I'll say.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. And what's nice, too, is every year you get to buy them a new one. It's kind
because
of a
it
neat
loses.
deal.
Why? It's aluminum and nothing happens to
it
it.
loses its
It's pop.
Oh, BS.
Which is BS. When you're a skinny little kid, it doesn't. But they decide that it's losing them. But I do love the fact. I think one of the grandkids got a $300 one. A while back.
That's where places like Play It Again Sports come in very handy for guys like me.
And
I don't see it.
$300 would be the rack for the little league that got you through the entire season, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but it's an incredible. They hit 15 home runs in 3 days.
I just got an update on Correa where he's 0 for 12 for the season.
Yeah, is he playing today?
Apparently. This
Well, he was
update
0
came
for
from
12.
Chicago.
He was 0 for 12.
Well,
okay, yeah.
I was on twinsbaseball.com to look at their
Are
schedule.
they at the game today? By the way,
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. They're not. They didn't go to opening day.
Maybe. I don't know.
We have 3 at home against Houston, and then we go to Kansas City a week from today. But on twinsbaseball.com, the headline is, Castro's hot bat heads to Chicago. Next to that is the box score in which the Twins are currently being no-hit.
Yes.
In Chicago.
Yeah, Castro's. And, of course, that compares favorably with my favorite lead ever in one of those house organs. I brought this up last week. But the Gophers baseball game against, was it Purdue? Purdue, right? And Easton. They got a kid named Easton.
Sure.
Chad Easton went 1 for 4 with a double as the Gophers lost 29-1. That is burying the lead, I would say. The calamity dump. That is, I think the young lady who wrote that is looking for a job with Twins PR.
Oh,
so,
sure.
So I don't know. You know who I'm most worried about is my dear a guy who calls me Uncle Pat, LaBelle Neal, a well-regarded baseball writer who on Sunday in print, after seeing these guys for a couple of days, predicted 88 victories.
Really?
Yeah.
Based on what?
Based on nothing. The lineup stinks. And the pitching we thought was going to be okay, and it might still be okay. But
I know that with the ownership situation, it has a lot to do with their lack of activity this past season. But here's my question. I asked this to you on Saturday, and I'm going to ask this again on the show. Are they just saying, to hell with it? The Dodgers are going to win 140 games. What the hell does it matter anyway?
No, not at all. Some teams might be doing that, but I think they just. Yeah, they decided their payroll got back up to close to 140, didn't it, this year? Because they, some of these guys cost them more than they were.
Okay.
Because they were going to sell, they kind of, stopped being cheap. But they still got everybody mad at them. But they just got a bad team. Ty France is nothing. Second base, Willie Castro's not a second baseman. Correa looks unconcerned at the moment. Jose Miranda, who last year had a wonderful first half and a terrible second half, is doing nothing. And then Matt Wallner is not your traditional leadoff hitter, 6'6" and strikes out a lot. And I don't know, they're just not good. That's their problem.
I had the great line next to me, though. Two gentlemen were under the influence in St. Louis, and they had the ceremony, let's toss the ball out for his first hit, and the guy says, who the bleep is Mickey Casper? And I said, well, it's Gasper, but that's okay. He said he looks like he should be on Reno 911.
But so far, that has been the highlight of the season, and Mickey getting his first hit, even though it was an infield hit.
Right.
So,
who the bleep is Mickey Casper?
Can I ask you something about the college basketball tournament?
Yes.
You know what NIL has ruined? Charm.
Yes, there's no
4 number 1 seeds.
Yes, 4 number 1 seeds.
Last time was 2008. There were 4 number 1 seeds, but 2008 precedes. And where was the little sweetheart unknown Jesuit school?
Yes,
let's go.
There was, and not being 4 number 1 seeds, these 16 teams that made the Sweet 16 were from the Big 12, the Big 10. The SEC and the ACC. So the 4 major conferences had all 16 teams. And if you have a real good player at Iona, he's going to be playing. And they had the one guy.
It's ever going to be thus now.
The one guy hit the transfer portal last week. After his team made it, he didn't. He played, but he's on the transfer portal list playing with Houston or somebody. I don't know, one of the teams. Anyway, but it's got a chance to be ugly too when Auburn plays Houston, because those two teams are both unbelievable.
They're going to knock the crap out of each other. Yeah.
Oh God, they are. But this Bruce Pearl.
No. Honest Bruce Pearl.
Honest Bruce Pearl. I was communicating with Chad Hartman the other day because the hotshot defenseman from that the Wild will have in the lineup 2 weeks from now. The guy from Denver, once they lose, Zeev Buium, B-U-I-U-M, Buium. He is the son of Israeli immigrants.
I'll be damned.
Grew up in San Diego. He has Hebrew tattoos. He has tattoos on him, but they're in Hebrew. And I said, it is too bad. I said to Chad, it's too bad we no longer have today's sports hero because Zeeb would have been on every week. Right, he would have been on there five days a week. And then he said, even better, we have a couple of Jewish head coaches in the Final Four too. Bruce Pearl and I don't. And I said, Bruce Pearl. You look at Bruce Pearl and you see the ne'er-do-well son of the numbers guy from the Jewish ghetto in Brooklyn or something. That's who he was. He was the kid that the guy was having to take the numbers down to work with it, and he got caught cheating the last time, and he served his penance. What? He was in Tennessee, right?
I think so.
And got thrown out, and they had to serve 5 days penance, and now he's in the Final Four, and nobody cares.
I was hearing a discussion about Cooper Flagg, the potential consensus number 1 overall pick.
Christian Laettner II.
He might think about coming back because he's going to get $10 million next year to play at Duke.
Duke's going to play him?
That's what he could ask for. And they'd probably have to pay him. Or somebody else would.
Well, he's got the mom too. He's got the mom who, when he dunked on somebody. Mom was up in the stands going boom, like she, hitting her top of her head like he spiked the ball on top of some guy's head. And Mom apparently taught him to play basketball.
Oh, really?
She's, Leitner's mother was goofy, but I don't know this one, but.
There was some mother yesterday in the Michigan State game who her kid got hurt. She comes down on the court.
Oh, really?
Checking him out.
Yeah, well, that's, there's probably NIL money involved here.
Didn't we have a Timberwolves player that happened with? Was it Ryder's mom? Didn't somebody's mom come out of the stands?
Yeah, many years ago. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, was it Ryder? Is that what I'm thinking of?
Anyway, the tournament this year didn't quite have the appeal.
No, darlings. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And, as I said, though, on my outlet, social media outlet, Blue Sky, where you got a hard time agitating people. That they get it. Some guy accused me.
They aren't there for agitation.
Some guy accused me of not being dignified. Yeah. Yes. I said I stopped being dignified when I got thrown out of altar boys at age 11. Anyway. Where was I going?
Moms coming down in the crowd, agitation.
Yes, agitation.
You weren't dignified.
I'm not dignified.
By the way, when are you coming back to Twitter? We miss you.
No, I'm not. I can't stand them.
Okay.
I can't stand them. But it's I do go over there and peek now. I reactivated.
Oh, you got a burner account?
No, I reactivated my account. I just don't post on it.
Okay.
But if you want to get a score,
what's the over under on that?
I told you he wouldn't be able to help himself.
Yeah, but I haven't posted. But to find out scores and up to date stuff, Blue Sky is not much help.
That's not your spot.
No, because they're very worried about society as a whole and stuff.
I'm giving him a week. He'll be posting before next episode of Monday Night Sports Talk.
I'm over 2,000 followers. Only 2,000 followers of. All of whom, they took the Trump bait over there too. They took the Trump bait.
Did you follow any golf?
Yeah, I watched a lot of it.
Me too.
That skinny little kid. It's funny to see an Asian kid with an Aussie accent.
Oh, he starts talking. He's completely Australian.
Yes, he is. He was born there. Yeah. His whole family did, and he's from Australia. And Ming, they gave him the Ming Wing Yu or something name.
M.H. Lee, I thought.
Yeah. Lee, that's right. A good player.
But here, it occurred to me watching that yesterday that you're a young guy. You're trying to get your first PGA win, and the guy behind you is Scheffler.
And he's making a birdie.
It's like you're being followed by a grizzly bear. You oh my God, where is he now? Where is he now?
And
how would you shake that off?
He hadn't been playing that great until Sunday, and then all of a sudden he makes 4 straight birdies, and he hit that. What the hell? That 7-iron he hit on the last hole, and he needed, what was that? What was that? Somebody misclubbed him. Ted Scott might be out of a job for.
I don't think so.
Not probably, but yeah, I watched quite a bit of it, and I'm thinking, who Live doesn't exist, right? I mean, does anybody watch it?
I don't pay attention
Is anything
to
going on?
No.
But how are they going to? We at some point in our golf watching careers had to make the transition to a new generation of players.
M.W. Lee, Min Woo.
Min Woo. But how are we going to be able? Is the public going to be able to make the transition to all these young guys that can play? When are we going to start making that transition?
I don't know, because how many times have you really had to think about M. Woo Lee?
Yes.
Sammy Valimaki from New Zealand.
And they got the
Taylor Pendrith.
This Aberg is probably one of the 5 best players in the world. And
Alejandro Tosti.
Yeah.
Ryan Gerard and Mackenzie Hughes. These are all people in the top 10.
Yeah.
You got Scheffler in there, Woodland, Wyndham Clark, and McIlroy were in
Gary Woodland's a pretty good story.
But he just didn't get out of the hospital last week. They were acting like he just got off this deathbed. That surgery was a long time ago.
Yeah,
for brain problems.
A couple, 3 years ago. But brain surgeries, I don't know. You go in to see the doctor, and he says everything's fine, but we got to have brain surgery. That's not.
It's probably a disappointment.
That is. It's right outside of that. You could stand to lose a few pounds. Everything else is looking pretty good, except.
Got to cut your head open.
Yes, we got to cut your head open and take a hunk of your brain out, but that's okay.
And he's fine.
Yeah, he is. He's playing good. Yeah.
I don't think it was cancer.
What?
It was a lesion on his brain. Mm-hmm. I don't know how you get those. I don't want one.
Maybe you go in there first to find out if it's cancer.
What's this? You're drinking Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, it gives me a little spunk. It puts a little more. It's a little more. It's a little more fire.
A little kick.
Yeah, a little kick.
Does that have caffeine in it?
Oh God, yes.
I noticed earlier you had a can of Celsius.
I got that. Our refrigerator is jammed with all these products.
Really?
Celsius and Zoa and
why?
I don't know. She discovered them, and as I said, if I die from a fall, it's going to be walking out the front door and falling over an Amazon package and landing my head, because we got the stoop there, and then landing my head on the sidewalk and cutting myself open.
All right.
That's what it's going to take. What else is on your mind?
Gives me a kick.
We got the golf covered.
Well, the Wild are on my mind because they're just playing horribly.
Well, I saw them beat Obi. They played good that night.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
How close is he to the record, by the way?
He's still 5. He's not going to make it.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's playing next year, isn't he?
Well, he probably will come back.
Wait, you don't think he'll do it?
He's 39.
Yeah, but he wants the record.
Oh, God, yes.
You don't think he'll do it this year? What do they got left?
8 games. But they're fun to watch because all they give a damn about
is scoring.
And trying to get Obi go. So everybody else in the league is playing this game. In Washington, they're just flying,
just wide open,
trying to score goals and let Obi score goals. But Obi now will be loved in Minnesota because he had all the players line up to shake hands with Fleury.
Sure.
And the players do what Ovi tells them to do.
Yes. But I do love the fact that we love Fleury. He seems to be a neat fella, but it's not like he made his reputation in Minnesota here, right?
No. But boy, nothing is really going to top after the Capitals won the Cup, and Ovi went on a 6-month bender with that thing, partying.
The Ovi grilling
the
video that his wife took of Ovi drunk, trying to light the whole neighborhood on fire, throwing gasoline.
Put gas on the thing.
Singing some
We
Russian.
know we are the champions.
Yeah.
He was singing it in
We are
Russian.
champions in Russian. Drunk out there. If you're Mrs. Ovi, you're living a good life because he's making a lot of money. But it's gonna take patience.
I think so.
I think it's gonna take patience. Do I gotta put up with? Yes, Ovi. Do I have to put up with it? I mean, it was the greatest thing ever. The Stanley
It looked
Cup
like they were
parade.
in a nice yard, too.
Oh God, yeah, nice place. But the Stanley Cup parade, he was like hammered. He was just got up there, just. Those Russians, those old Russians of that generation, they can drink.
Oh, I was going to say, I think Ovi's is the kind of guy that can put him away.
Oh God! Well, he doesn't mention his friendship with Pootie anymore, though. He kind of stayed away from that. It's probably a good
Isn't his
idea.
pregame meal from some Italian restaurant? You heard
Yes.
that story?
Someplace,
Yes.
and yes, big. I
Big
mean, big
meal.
food.
How
big
do you
food.
play after you eat that?
Oh, I got to look that up again. I know we did this before, but that's worth bringing back up. I got to find it.
Big food. Yes. He's yeah, that's it. It's like Johnny. What the hell's the name of that famous?
I got it right here.
Famous restaurant in Washington. What is
Alex Ovechkin's pregame meal is a carb-loaded tradition consisting of chicken parmesan, pasta, bread, and 4 different sauces, all delivered from Mama Lucia, a
really?
Washington-based Italian restaurant for every home game.
How does he skate?
Here is the breakdown. All right. The meal, the chicken parmesan, pasta bread, 4 different sauces, as I mentioned. It includes marinara, meat sauce, Alfredo, and mushroom marsala, which is fantastic, by the way.
Yeah.
He has this meal delivered every home game. The tradition
Does he
began
let
his rookie
the other
year.
guys in on it? Or,
I would think so,
yeah.
right?
When does he eat it? Does it say how many hours before the game?
It does not say.
It can't be more than a couple. Can't be more than a couple.
But they've got a photo associated with this. It's some healthy portions.
Oh, just ridiculous.
What a character. Unbelievable. Yeah, but he was terrible last year, and everybody thought he was cooked, and now he comes back and he's going to lead the league.
I might have
in
to make a
scoring.
stop at, what's your place over there in St. Paul? On 7th.
Mancini's?
No, not Mancini's. The Italian place.
The Gideos?
No, for God's sake.
The Italian place on 7th.
The new one, the newer one that's great. The Maggio's.
Is it Maggio? No, it's not Maggio. Hold on here. Hang on.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's not one on 7th. There's a...
Maggio's is down 7th, isn't it? Isn't it
I
Maggio?
haven't even heard of Maggio's.
Yes, you have.
No, you're thinking of one off Randolph. A little family operated
Did you say
place.
Mansetti's? Cassettas.
Mancini's.
Cassettas.
Cassettas.
Yes. Oh, yeah. For God's
You
sake.
can get all that stuff.
Oh,
at
I love
Cassettas.
Yes, you
Cassettas.
can.
It's been a minute. I
You
don't
know
think
what
it got
else?
today.
They got the Pasta Serra or whatever it is, the bakery.
Oh,
Oh,
They
yeah.
have the bakery. They got some stuff you can. So the granddaughter's having a birthday, right? Yeah. And a year ago or 2 years ago, I made the mistake of being in there, and I bought this strawberry cake, not loaded with strawberries on top, but that was to die for. It runs about. An average size cake runs about 50, but it was good. So now
That's the tradition?
We got to come up. We got to come up with the strawberry
Well,
cake
where are the
again.
strawberries if they're not on top? Are they in the
No,
cake?
they're in the cake. Yeah, it's in the cake, and the dressing's got a little strawberry.
Ooh.
The frosting has a little strawberry taste to it, and it's like you can you drink about you feel just like I'm having chest pains, but I'm going to finish this.
You know
damn
who'd
it.
love that pregame? Ovi.
Obi would come into Cassettas, look at it, and said, "Yes,
Yes.
Left side of the menu.
Obi doesn't have a bottle of wine with that, does he?
Not pregame. Maybe postgame.
Yeah.
yeah." Well, that's it's Winnipeg has now passed them because they've lost. I think they've lost 3 in a row. They lost to us, and I think they lost 2 more in a row because they're all trying to get Obi to go.
And you think the Wild are safe for a spot?
Yes, I do. They got the boys went on a
They're
road
7
trip.
points ahead of Vancouver.
The guys went on a road trip.
They'll be
now
all
they're
right then.
supposedly not going to play, But
what do you mean they're not going to play
on this road trip? But they went with the team. Kaprizov and Eck.
All right.
And their two best players. But when they get back, they'll probably play when they come back home. What a road trip, though! I was thinking, you got 3 games in New York in 5 days. You get to stay downtown, right, and go. Boy, that'd be tough. That'd be tough duty if a guy was still drinking. Being in New York for 3 days.
They're at New Jersey, at the Rangers, at the Island.
Yes, within a 5-day period. Right?
That's right.
Yeah. So it's a great road trip for
a drinker,
for a hockey fan. I don't know. Newark is. They got the fairly new arena. The Island's got the completely new arena. And then you got the Garden. What more would you want? The Rangers are having a lousy year. Are they going to make the playoffs? What happened to them a couple of years ago? They thought they were going to win it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're about 9th right now.
Yeah, might not make it.
They're tied for 8th.
You know what I like about
the Island is.
You know what I like about the NHL? They didn't come up with this stupid plan to get more teams interested. This stupid plan.
Oh, we didn't bring up the big brawl at Target Center.
We got to talk about that.
Well,
I don't know what to say. It started when Nas was pointing at a guy.
He got kicked out.
And then Nas got kicked out. And DiVincenzo kind of was the first guy.
He was the instigator, for sure.
Fighting. But Detroit was, when it all started, when Malik Beasley made 6 threes in the first half and did a dance after every one of them, taunting the crowd, taunting the Timberwolves and everybody. And then Conley went out and started guarding him, and he didn't make a 3 the second half. But it's, they were down 10 when the fight took place, and they ended up winning by 19.
Yeah.
So, but for sure, Nas is going to get suspended a couple of games. I bet DiVincenzo, because it spilled into the stands.
Right.
I bet DiVincenzo gets 4 at least.
Yeah, and
then that they might. I don't know if they'll find other guys to suspend or not.
We were trying to come up with a name because we had, of course, the Malice at the Palace years ago for the Pistons. So we were trying to come up with a good name for the one at Target Center, but I was coming up empty.
It's hard to rhyme something with Target.
One of the best names in sports, the Pistons.
Oh, got a great name.
One of the best names.
Yep.
And they brought that with them from Fort Wayne.
Right.
They were the Pistons in Fort Wayne because was it Studebaker?
Some car guy.
I think Studebaker was built in Fort Wayne back in the day.
I don't know.
It's hard to get a good Studebaker now, you know that?
Well, they haven't made it for 100 years.
That's what I'm saying.
When
I was a kid, there used to be Studebakers.
My old man had a Studebaker.
Did he?
Yeah.
It was
They were an odd car.
Yes. There was cars made in Fort Wayne. There were cars made in Kenosha, I believe. Somebody made a car in Kenosha. You didn't have to be the middle of the world.
And now they're all going to be tariffed out of existence.
Yes. Except at Jim Paul and Brett Paul's Valley Group of GM dealers.
What a professional.
We still have a tremendous amount of stock available at 2024-25 regular prices, not anything new. And here's the deal. We still have very low interest rates and also big factory rebates. A tremendous number of SUVs, Buick SUVs. They have 4 different models of various sizes. And then the Sierra heavy-duty trucks. My guys, Jim Paul and Brett Paul, Valley Groups of GM dealers, Apple Valley and Hastings, and it might be a good idea to get out there now, wouldn't you say?
Before midnight.
Pretty dang quick. Yes. They'll be able to help you. So I can't recommend them highly enough. And Reavers.
Yes.
You might have to move quickly here too.
I might have to make a stop this afternoon.
Yes.
Hey, before we go, I found this because I was looking up the ownership of the Fort Wayne Pistons. How about this?
Fred Zollner.
Oh, you did know that. Okay, you did find that.
And they called themselves, the original nickname was the Fort Wayne Zollner Pistons.
Correct.
Zollner was a Was he a car dealer? Or?
So I got this. He was born in Little Falls, Minnesota.
Really? I didn't know that.
Received a degree from the University of Minnesota in 1927. Zollner Corporation, formed in 1912, was a Tier 1 supplier of pistons to companies such as Ford, General Motors, International Harvester, now Navistar, John Deere, and Outboard Marine.
Wow.
At one time, he employed 1,200 people in his Fort Wayne, Indiana foundry. The company had 230 employees when it was acquired in 1999.
230?
Yeah, she hit some rough times there, apparently. But I didn't know he was born in Little Falls, Minnesota.
Fort Wayne has always wanted to be a sports town. They had a team in the International Hockey League, the Fort Wayne Comets.
Yes.
They had the Zollner Pistons.
Mm-hmm. They were they were in some other dang thing too.
Are they a suburb of Indianapolis?
No,
Where are they?
They're their own town, almost on the Pennsylvania side over there.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
You mean Ohio?
I think they're kind of
I say?
Pennsylvania.
I think they're kind of one of those rusty old, factory towns that they have all the way through Ohio and Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Fort Wayne, Indiana. It's near St. Cloud. Everything's up near St. Cloud. No, it's near Ohio.
It's near the border. You're right.
Yes.
It's right off of old Highway 69.
Yeah.
There it is.
All right.
I would say, Julie, our former sports editor at the Star Tribune, was from there. What's the population?
Fort Wayne. Here we go.
50,000, maybe 60.
Let me pull it up here. Oh, no, we're up to, it says it's about 260.
Really?
260,000 people.
That's a damn
Bigger,
big town.
bigger than I thought. Bigger than I thought. All right.
There it is.
Well, yeah. One last notice to my left-wing colleagues.
Oh, boy.
He's playing with you, okay, dummies?
Ignore him.
Yes. He's not going to run for a third term, for Christ's sakes.